The latest TikTok challenge is known as the dry scoop challenge. And essentially what it is you take a scoop of protein powder, or I should say like pre-workout powder, and you just attempt to consume it without mixing it with water, which is dangerous. You could choke and you can literally die. Now, unfortunately, one TikToker participated in this challenge and suffered some pretty serious health consequences. Her name is Brittany Portillo, and she explains a little bit of what she did in this video. Let's take a quick look. She talks about how she took this pre-workout powder as part of this dry scoop challenge. And as she did it, she then later went and decided to work out. And she started noticing that she was suffering some weird symptoms, right? Like her chest was tight. She says, I ignored it because I assumed it was anxiety or a panic attack and continued my workout. I went home and felt nauseous and I had a headache, she says. I took a shower but still felt nauseous with a headache and couldn't eat dinner. I still decided to go to work, but at work the symptoms of heavy chest and chest pain came back, but more intense. So then she goes to the doctor. The doctor conducts a CT scan and they find out that she's 20 years old, she suffered a heart attack.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about weird symptoms. I mean, we're burying the lead. Look at her eyes and mouth. She's okay, So that's why she's fine now. Okay, anyways, these kids, what are they gonna do? What is this? Okay, this is more disturbing than your heart attack. No, I'm kidding. She's fine. Anyways, look guys, I got young kids now. Yeah, fine, I'll call me a boomer, whatever, right? I'm also a TikToker, hello.
No, you're actually part of Gen X, which somehow miraculously escaped any negative attention.
I know, Gen X, like, X does not mark the spot. We're just invisible. Nobody ever talks about Gen X.
You guys are invisible. Yeah. No one ever talks about Gen X.
Yeah. Which I kind of like. All right, so I got young kids now. First thing I told them, they come out of the womb like, okay, don't do any challenges online. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, I had this conversation with them about a month ago, and because now they're watching YouTube, and before it was just YouTube Kids, but now they're getting into YouTube proper, right? And they're like, oh, there was a challenge. I was like, no. Don't do the challenge. Whatever the challenge is, sight unseen, do not do it. Like, because you guys, they don't do challenges of like, how much water can you drink in 2 minutes?
How healthy can you eat?
Right, how much broccoli can you eat? Of course not, I get it. You're gonna do a challenge of something that's challenging.
Yeah,
right?
Like eating Tide Pods, which was a literal challenge on YouTube not too long ago.
That's right, and hence if it's challenging, some of them are dangerous. And so should you eat that protein stuff without the water, not knowing what the hell it could do to your body? Of course you shouldn't do that, of course. Anyway, look, don't listen to me. She literally had a heart attack.
She did. Okay, so there is a little bit of a caveat, right?
Yeah, of course, and not everybody doing it is gonna have a heart attack. We know that. We're not trying to fearmonger, but it could affect you in a weird way as it did for her.
It did. She didn't know that she had a sensitivity to caffeine, and the pre-workout dry scoop that she consumed prior to her workout clearly has a high caffeine content in it, right? So she was predisposed to having a heart attack that was triggered by caffeine, but a dry scoop of powder is something you can easily choke on and you could potentially die from as a result of choking. So like, just be smart. But that's the thing, I mean, I feel so lucky that I grew up, I went through school before social media was a thing, right? And now social media is a thing, which I think makes parenting a lot more difficult, right? Because there are so many pressures that go along with being on social media, being a kid. You know, if you're not doing the latest challenge on social media, they might feel like they're not cool enough or whatever it is. So like Cenk, I love you, and yes, you can talk to your kids, but like you're their dad. And right now they think you're cool, but eventually they're not gonna think you're cool, and that's okay, that's normal, right? And then what do? They're not gonna listen to you. What do you do?
That's what God made basements for. You tie them up, put them in the basement.
Exactly. And that's the problem. Millennials can't afford basements. So what do they do with their kids?
So look, so I'm gonna say this only because I know my kids aren't watching. How do I know they're not watching? My daughter's 8 years old, and she's like, "Bob, your show is boring." I was like, "Why?" She's like, "Politics, politics, politics."
Right?
Okay?
Yeah, I get it, girl.
I get it. Don't show her this video. Okay, but she did smash the subscribe button because that's what all they say, smash. So she's like, "Baba, I did it on the TV, and then I did it on my iPad, and I did it over there." And I'm like, "All right, good. You're trying to help. God bless." Anyways, when I was a kid, it's not like we didn't do it either, right? When I was a kid, we didn't have YouTube challenges. We didn't have YouTube. It's because we're actually the first YouTube partner ever at TYT. Not a big deal. Anyways, so did we kind of invent the medium? Kind of. Anyway, but we would do other stupid challenges, and I remember how many steps could you jump off of, right? And in our house we had a pretty big staircase, right? And I wound up jumping from the very top. And it's like a minor miracle I didn't break both ankles. And so we did other dumb stuff. So I get it. I'm just saying, try to minimize how dumb it is, because if you're swallowing Tide Pods and stuff, it could actually kill you. And in this case, look, I'm sure that there are other dangers too, but especially if you're sensitive to caffeine or you don't know whether you're sensitive to caffeine, be really careful with this challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. And pay attention to the chest pains that you might be experiencing. It could be something far more serious than what you think.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.